This just ain't no regular podcast. This is Westchester Talks.
What's up, everybody? Y'all now tuned into Westchester Talks. This is episode 26. I'm your host, PJ, and of course, with my brothers today. To the left, got my brother Fred.
Yes, sir.
To the left, also my brother Lex.
Good,
and when Lex and Fred is to the left of me, I know that only means one thing. We got a special guest with us. But before I get there, let me give a shout out to our sponsors at the Private Shop for always giving us a place to shoot. Any heat, any sneakers, clothing, anything you need, y'all know what to tap into. Boom. I've been getting slack behind the scenes about my intros, so I got to bring it back to the list again. Because I've been told I ain't been given the proper intros, man. So
I'm excited for this.
You gotta get informative.
Yeah, fact. So I got to get back. So pulled out the list. Y'all know what time it is. A special guest with us today from Westchester, of course, a producer, which a lot of people don't know, a stand-up comedian.
Oh, Lord.
Somebody who owns and runs their own network, where he hosts a plethora of podcasts, curates live events, work with a number of celebrities such as Charlamagne the God, DJ Sus One, and many more. Westchester's very own from Rye, New York.
Rack, baby, what's up?
Angelo Scarfone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My brother.
What an honor to be here. Finally, come on.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What's up,
Appreciate
fellas?
you for coming
Yeah,
through,
of
brother.
course, yeah.
Appreciate you making the time for us. I say let's
also
get,
joke.
I was a stand-up comedian.
That whole time of my life was a joke, bro. That whole phase.
You know what I'm saying? People are like, yo, you funny?
Nah,
Yo,
yeah.
Make us laugh.
Make us laugh.
That part, I got a joke for you to use on stage. No, the fuck you don't. Word.
My brother, what up?
Hey, shit, I'm here. What's up, fellas? Talk to me.
I'll say let's get straight into it, bro. I told the people where you from, right? But I would say tell the people where you from, give me your name, a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of take it from there.
Yeah, bet, man. Angelo Scarfone, from Rye, New York, man. Played high school sports. I know y'all like more of like a sports podcast. I dabbled in some football, track and field, lacrosse. I was a blackser.
Okay.
And which is a black lacrosse player.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
And went to Buffalo State, played some college football in that spring. And I produce podcasts. I'm a content guy. It's cool because I feel like I'm one of the few people in Westchester that know how to do a lot of shit behind the scenes as well, in front of the camera as well. So I do that. I like to produce podcasts. I worked with Charlamagne the God, Andrew Schultz, and a lot of podcasts on iHeartRadio. And what I did was took that knowledge and experience that I gained working up top and bring it down to the local level to help people, accomplish their dreams in podcasting and content creation.
Okay.
What's up?
Word.
So you, my fault. I heard 1,000,001 sports. What's crazy? I thought, did you do hockey?
Nah, I never did. I can't even ice skate, bro, to be honest.
Because I've seen a couple of videos and stuff like that. You've been really supporting Rye's hockey team.
We won states this year in the state championship.
That's fire.
So
shout out to them.
I was just, I'm a videographer, so I was booked to shoot the game film. We used to sit up top of the balcony with the camcorder and just go back and forth, film the game for the coach, for they could watch film. And I get busy, so I had my camera with the pocket cam, and I was like, let me try to create something for the kids, for the boys. They're nice. They're scoring 11 goals a game and shit. So I created content for the hockey team page, and it blew up.
That's fire.
Yeah, that's hard. And then we usually ask people like how it was growing up with I think you one of the few people I actually know from Rye. You know what I'm saying? So how was it growing up in like Rye?
Well, I was the fucking dark skinned person to graduate my class, son. Like we had the international day and like the days we had to learn about other cultures and shit. I had to represent for the black people, tell us, and I was like, this is crazy. Like it was so what's the word I'm looking for? Not integrated, but where everybody
diverse.
Yeah, it wasn't diverse. It was diverse at all. See, I don't even know the word. There's no need to know because there was no diversity in Rye. It was white folk, some Asian folk, and 3 black folk, and I 3.5. Me being the half. Right? 4. My sister too was a grade below me. So, it was weird. Weird not knowing. Being black. Thankfully, I was raised by my mom. My mom's a black woman, and that's how I got. Learn about the culture.
What parent is?
Yeah, my father's Italian. He was the fire chief in Rye, and so we're kind of a well-known family because of that. Yeah. And but fuck that shit. I mean, I still got bullied and shit. People be like, "Yeah, you're not black. Why are you trying to be black?" I was wearing like my famous shit. Like I'd spend the whole summer with my black side of the family, and then come back with all of that what I learned, and come back to Rye. And I remember the first day of school in 9th grade, I came back wearing a sweatband. I was killing it. I got made fun of because the white folk, when I got my ears pierced, they were killing me. Oh, you're gay because you got your ears pierced.
What?
Like there was no swag, no nothing. If you wasn't wearing a snapback backwards and a button-down polo shirt, you was different. Yeah. And I can't say I had the worst time. It was a learning experience, but when I went to college, I was ready. You know, I was ready. Yeah. Being different in high school got me prepared for anything in the world. You know, I already know that it's not gonna be able to fit in everywhere. You're gonna have to, you know, use your personality to fit in and make friends, and how first impressions mean a lot to you. Because if I came off like a thug or whatever, like, oh, you wanna, you know, consider me like I'm the black person or whatever, and I could feed into that and be stealing and doing all that shit and feed into that. No, I just been myself. I wasn't trying to be white. I'm like, Mom, Dad, we gotta be members of these country clubs so I can be friends with everybody else. I wasn't begging them to, you know, try to fit in with the Joneses. And then I wasn't trying to be like, oh, I gotta be some thug. That's what they expect me to be. And like, oh, Angelo, you rap yet? Like, bro, I'm not even trying to do all that.
Angelo, you rap yet?
It's like, bro, when we used to play football, we used to play like teams like Sleepy Hollow and shit. Yo, Angelo, you know anybody on the other team? Like, Angelo, there go your brothers. There go your brothers. Like, yo, what is going on? So yeah, that's the type of shit I had to deal with being not white and Rye.
So besides sports, when you were in high school especially, did you partake in any clubs? Did you have any other hobbies that you did on the side? Things like that?
So that's how I picked up a camera in 9th grade. I was doing the video production class. Richard Giacovis, who's a grade above me, he's actually the anchor for Fox 5 News. And he did the high school announcements and he was killing it. And I was like, oh yeah, I need to do that. I need to see this. I knew I was different. Like, bro, these people in Rye, they look like they was already 40 years old in high school. And I knew, I'm like, bro, I'm way more talented and outgoing and have way more of a personality than everybody in this school. So let me try to, next year for my junior year, try to do these announcements and be on camera.
Yeah, take it easy before they ban you from Rye.
They know what it was. I'm cool with and it's a whole new regime.
Oh, he thought he was better than us?
Because he black?
They already know what it is, man.
A little blacker?
It was my 15-year high school reunion, man. I stood out like a sore thumb. Man, everybody's. I don't say I'm doing the best, but I'm happy at where I'm at, and I'm happy of my. I learned everything. I learned so much. Basically, what I'm trying to say is there's no L's. No, it's only lessons. Like, you could regret shit. You could wish you could do things differently, or you could just learn from it and grow from it.
For sure.
So did you ever wish you was from Portchester?
No, because I would be either in prison or have 6 kids by now. I'm being so serious. That woman would have been on me crazy.
Yo, speaking of the woman, how was the woman at Rye?
I didn't have a girlfriend until my senior year. Like my first girlfriend was my senior year. I didn't get busy like that until damn near almost graduated high school. Nobody was fucking with me. They can't bring me home to I really thought I was Lil Wayne. And like, you should
have came to Woodlands. I would have got you right. That's all you had to do.
Bro, the only time I really knew about Woodlands was when we played them in football, and they were so ass in football. And they were so bad. Our coach would be like, guys, let them get the punt off, please.
Rye's a different animal, though.
I wouldn't even know how. Like, I wasn't even around black women like that to even know what to do. Yeah. Like, it would be too intimidating for me at that time of my life. Yeah, I wouldn't even know. So.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was never around. There was no black women in Rye High School.
Because the towns you guys were really close with was Harrison, right?
That's an enemy.
I know, but that's like the only
surrounding towns, right?
Yeah, Portchester and Harrison.
And Portchester and Harrison.
I was cool with people in Portchester because that's where my mom kind of grew up, in Greenwich, Portchester area.
Yeah.
And we grew up in church out there, and I went to the summer camps out there in Portchester. So I was well known in Portchester. When Portchester ever played Rye in basketball, like I knew everybody that was playing and stuff. So it was cool. I just never thought of it like that.
It's crazy how Portchester is in the middle between Rye and Greenwich.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
When you really think about it, especially when you know people from there, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So like you said, 9th grade picked up the camera because the news anchor thing. How did that turn into what we see today?
Yeah.
Like how did that turn into?
Well, what was the next step after you?
It fed the beast. It started the beast. Yeah. So I did the announcements,
at
doing
school?
Camera work. Yeah, and I took it to the next level. Like I did literal news stories. With like the teachers, got the teachers involved, and we started doing interviews with the teachers and certain students, and made everybody feel like they were really on
camera
TV.
Too?
Yeah, so Rye High School has such a great TV production class and a great news studio, like the RCTV, which is like the local programming. Mm-hmm. It's all filmed at the high school, and they have a legit. And this is back in like 2008, 2009, 2010. Yeah. They had a legit news studio with like the camera with the with the headset. You got switch to camera 3. We had a whole team.
That's crazy.
And so now I was the anchor. And I went to Buffalo State after that and did the same thing. My freshman year, took it over. I did the Buffalo State TV, was doing the sports show, doing the weather. As a 17-year-old kid, took it over. 22-year-olds, it was like, yo, they're dead. You know what you're doing. And so I did that in Buffalo. And I took a break a little bit, joined the Air Force after that and a couple other things. Got a job at Finish Line where I met White B. And then after that, 2012, 2013, picked up a camera again. So I started working at Costco. And I was like, yeah, I gotta get back in this camera work, because I was doing stand-up comedy, and I was paying a cameraman to film my sets. I was paying him $20 to film my set, and I was bombing, so I was wasting $20.
Right.
So I was like, fuck, I gotta get my own camera to film my sets. So I bought a camera, started filming my own sets, and then other comedians were like, yo, bro, you can film my set? How much you charge for a set? $20. There's 15 comedians on the thing. I'm making 20 times 15, so perfect. So that's how I started doing a little camera business.
How much is that?
300.
It's 300.
20 times, yeah, because 20 times 500 times 300.
Oh, I thought it'd be more than that.
Well, there's occasion a little better.
That's why he didn't go there.
Yeah, I know.
And and then after that, people started hitting me up for videos. Oh, I got a hat line, a clothing line. You could do a little promo for me. I'm like, yeah, and I was charging like $20, $30 to do a video. And after that, I just started, and I got into music videos, got into doing weddings, and then was working at Costco, and I remember listening to Brilliant Idiots podcast. And Charlamagne was on the podcast talking about, yo, I got a book coming out, and I got a book signing. I did 2 book signings already. I got no content from it. I'm looking for a cameraman. If you want to be a cameraman, just pull up. And I said, all right, shit. I'm mopping floors at Costco with a podcast in my ear. I'm like, all right, shit. The next morning, I called out, went to the book signing, filmed the recap, and I filmed another recap. I did like 4 recaps, driving all up and down the East Coast, Maryland, Virginia, in my beat up 2001 Dodge Stratus. And I
Going to his book.
Going to a book signing, just filming a recap, going home that night, editing it to him. I didn't have his number or anything at the time, so I'm sending it to everybody on the team. I'm posting it, tagging everybody I met at the book signing, and he saw it. And then when the one book signing I went to him, he was like, "Yo, bro, I need you up at the station. Come with me here." And I was like, "Oh shit, it's lit now."
Oh, yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. So after that, I was working with Charlamagne, and then that was the co-sign I needed. And everybody was just. People from iHeart was like, oh, you could do this for me, you could do this for me. I do it all, yeah. And that's how I just started working for everybody.
So those 4 books, he didn't know you was just pulling up.
I was
Like
pulling up.
He don't got no knowledge. Like,
You're here again?
Angelo's coming.
He's like, how'd you get down here? I remember we were at Morgan State in Maryland. Damn, you drove here? I was like, yeah, bro. Yeah. And that was the first time he paid me, gave me a couple $. I was like, yeah, let's go.
That's what's up.
That's hard. Yeah, that's super hard. Super hard.
So how would you say, so you speaking about Charlamagne and Brilliant Idiots podcast, is it ever crazy to you internally working with people who are shaping and shifting our culture, each and every day?
It's so crazy because you don't even realize who you're around when you're there. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like, I don't want to say it was easy, but it was just happened so naturally. Like it would just all fit. Like I knew my role as doing like behind the scenes content and photography and stuff, and everybody knew their role. So we all just moved, like it was a day job. Like it was just regular shit. Like when Charlamagne moves, it's just regular shit. We do like 6 things a day, do the radio, do the Breakfast Club, then we'll do the podcast, then we'll do a panel with Forbes, then we'll get something to eat, then go home. And it's like an everyday thing. It's the same schedule, And he's just talking. You don't even realize because it's all behind camera. It's not like we're seeing people all the time saying and shit. So you don't realize until you create the content, upload it, and you get the feedback. Right. It's like, oh shit, we actually doing something crazy.
Yeah. That's fire.
So it's hard to see it in real time, but once you post it and sit back and see the feedback, it's like, oh yeah, we doing something, we're cooking. Yeah.
So what gave you the confidence, right? Like you said, coming from Rye, right, getting, looked at as different, not being supportive by your peers or being supported by your peers. What gave you the confidence to do that? Because you have to have internal confidence that a lot of people lack, that have a bunch of skill, right? But they don't have the confidence to, step out the comfort zone. What gave you that confidence? Was it just growing up in Rye?
That's what makes it easy. They already don't fuck with me. What do I got to lose? A lot of people don't create content and don't post shit because they're afraid of people are gonna stop fucking with them.
That, like you said, that's the toughest part. That they feel like people don't fuck with them, so they're scared to do that. Right. Instead of falling into that. And like you said,
this is how I am. This is me.
Yeah.
I've always been this outgoing person. I was getting kicked out of classes for making fun of the teacher, calling out, and not raising my hand. So this is how I am. Yeah. And I'm just doing it in front of a camera. and like I said, I have a background with the videography shit already and doing content. I've been doing it longer than I've been alive almost.
So you was doing all that shit at Rye, knowing everybody knew your father?
Bro, that's so funny about my pops, man. My pops ain't gonna do that. Like, I was getting in trouble. Getting in trouble, whatever. It's just, yeah. He was the chief. I mean, I wasn't doing nothing crazy. I'm just a class clown. You know, I wasn't lighting fires and doing shit that hurt people. I was just making jokes. Yeah. And that's how I am. Word.
Yeah, that's funny. So what's one thing, I know it's probably plenty of things you learned from like working with like the Charlamagnes and them of the world. Like what's one thing you learned from them that you implemented into like your own life or into like your business?
A couple things. One thing I noticed with working with Charlamagne says hi to everybody. If he walked in here right now to be a guest on the podcast, he was not going to be on some celebrity shit. He'll say hi to everybody. He'll shake your hand and say what's up to you. You got to say hi to everybody. The janitor, the guy pushing the garbage cans, to the CEO of the event. You say hi to everybody. Number two, bro, you got enough time in the day. Bro, Charlamagne was taking photos, doing 7 different things in a day. And he never once said, I don't got time for that, or I'm tired, or whatever. He took a nap in the Uber on the way to the next event. Like, there's always time. You got to fit it. If you want that money, if you want to be the best, you're going to find a way to get it done. And that's why I don't like excuses. Like, people be like, oh, I got a kid, or I work. Shut the fuck, you work at 9 to 5, you got mad time. Let's do something at 1 a.m. Let's work. There's mad time in the day. Just because you got to sleep or whatever, you must not want it bad enough. If you want it bad enough, you're going to find time. And you're going to push yourself to get it.
Yeah, that's right. So you say those are like the 2 main things that you kind of implement.
Yeah, work ethic. I learned work ethic, man.
For sure.
You got it in no dilly dally. It's one thing after another. There's no time to play around.
Right.
So when you were, like you said, you worked at Finish Line, you worked at Costco. Go back to those times, right? When you worked at, did you always in the back of your mind know that you had something better in store for you?
Yeah, you ever seen the Magic Johnson meme a couple years ago when they were interviewing him about the Lakers, how they're gonna be next year, and he was like, I'm not gonna be here. That was me every day at my job. It's like, Angelo, sooner or later we're gonna have to teach you how to roll the bread so you could learn how. I'm not gonna be here. You don't waste your time, man. Because I remember working at Costco, and I would go clock out and then go straight to film Charlamagne's book signing in Brooklyn, and I remember clocking back in the next morning at Costco. I worked at the bakery. And they'd be like, Angelo, you gotta be faster putting the croissants in the tray. Man, shut the damn out of here with the hairnet and a beard net on, looking dumb as hell. My old teachers from Rye say, oh, Angelo, this is what you're doing there at the bakery. I'm like, Magic Johnson, I'm not gonna be here.
Word up. Be here too long.
Yeah, that was my motivation too. Like, I got a lot of people to prove wrong. They already expected me to be probably locked up or whatever by now. So I had to prove, even my own family, I got to prove to them. Because when I told my family I was going to do stand-up comedy, they're like, bro, where's the health insurance in that? So I got to be the best at what I do just to make a point.
So I would say, basically listening to you right now, right, on the outside looking in, you would think, basically like you said, you got a lot of people to prove wrong, especially in your town and Rye and things like that.
Yeah, well now that's done. They all love me now.
But yeah, I mean, of course they do. Of course they do. So like, that leads me to my next point. I see a lot of the good things that you're trying to do in Rye, whether it's at the local parks, things like that in your community. What led you to get into that space as far as just taking that leap of trying to do right by your community?
It's a couple things. One, that's the park I was born and raised by. My house is right over there. And I have the power now. Like I have all the eyes on me, and I'm like, what can I do? One, to keep the momentum alive of my content, and what can I do that help benefit people and to get this park that's in my neighborhood that I grew up in. Nobody's gonna advocate for it like I will. Everybody moved away, or everybody lives on the other side of town, or so they don't even have to they don't have to look at it, so they can just forget about it. I don't, and I'm a big person on legacy. Shout out to Liv Russell, shout out to Nipsey Hussle. I want to be remembered forever when it's all said and done, and I feel like me helping rebuild this park is going to help cement that legacy for myself too. And that's what I feel like the purpose of life is. And I also want to motivate people. You don't got to be 65 years old, an old head, to try to make changes in the community. You could be a 30-year-old kid.
That's a fact.
You don't got to wait.
Most people don't know. All you got to do is go to town hall. You got to go to the meetings.
Show up.
That's all you got to do is show up to the meetings for real and speak your truth.
This is for everyone right here. Like, what do you think is what holds more value? Because some people get kind of stuck in the middle. Proving yourself right or proving others wrong? Because you said using your motivation was proving people from your town wrong.
Well, I want to say maybe prove them wrong. Maybe just show them that I can.
Okay.
Show them that it's possible.
Because a lot of people get stuck on that, and that's what sways them to fail. because you're so fixated on proving other people wrong instead of taking that energy to prove yourself right, that you can do it and that you will do it, instead of, oh, I'm only doing it just because this dude think I'm a loser or this dude think I'm a bozo. Like, nah,
I don't have to
doing
prove
it.
it to myself. I know I can already.
Yeah.
I already see the end goal. Like, I already see the vision, what's going to happen. I already see the park already rebuilt with playgrounds and stuff. That's why I'm saying. That's why I got to just prove it to the doubters and people that can't really see the vision as clear as I can.
Because my theory is literally, anyway, if you ain't with me, then you against me anyway. But my thing is, whoever's with me and whoever's rolling with me, you know, we're going to do what we feel we can do and what we have to do regardless. So the momentum is never going to stop. I'm never going to give nobody else the power to stop my momentum.
That's what I'm saying. When you think about proving other people wrong, I think you're giving power to the people that have no say in what you're doing. Right? And if you proving yourself right, I feel like that's giving yourself the confidence to keep going and believing in yourself. Like you said, you already mastered you feeling that you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people never get that feeling of self-confidence.
So this leads me to my next question then. And this, like you said, this is for all of y'all.
That's why it takes people like me though to show you that, bro,
absolutely.
You could be made fun of your whole fucking high school career or whatever, and you just gotta leave that shit behind. Just do what feels right inside you.
Absolutely.
Y'all ever had a moment where y'all resented where y'all came from? I feel like this is a necessary conversation solely because, you know, there's ups and downs in life and there's things that you're gonna go through. And when you're bigging up your town and things of that nature, there's gonna be moments where there might be a lull in how your town receives you and looks at you.
Yeah, I resented living in Rye for the longest time, man. We was never part of no country clubs. You know, I didn't relate to a single person in my whole school, like mad kids. No, I couldn't even chill with the people above me or lower than me because they're all the same folk, you know?
Family members.
I was out here chilling with the literally the kids with 5 teachers and 3 students in the class, the special ed kids. Those are my guys to this day. And now I'm thinking, now that we got older, wasn't nothing even really wrong with them.
Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them.
They just needed extra eyes on them.
That's all.
Yeah, they go with those. They got families and everything now. Word, shout out to Ryan, Kalo, Jerry, John, what's up?
The special ed crew.
Shout out to them dudes.
It's wild. Special ed crew is
I
wild.
only resented it because, bro, we was in the class below everybody else. Like, we wasn't houses that are $1 million houses in Rye. I lived in what you would call the ghetto part of Rye. Our streets wasn't paved, and I lived with all the minorities, the Puerto Ricans and the Mexican people all lived on my street. All the black people that ever lived in Rye lived on my street. We're all secluded to one location in Rye. Of course, where the park is that they don't touch, that I have to fucking do 30 years later. Mind you, I played in this park when I was a baby. Haven't touched it. Until now, man, they're putting millions of dollars into turf fields across town, and the Rye Rec, it's a whole pickleball courts and shit. Yeah. Don't touch the park near our house where all the minorities live. Oh,
shout out to my man Connor Smith, man.
Yeah, Connor Smith, what up, David Mangum, what's up?
Yeah. Good guys.
Yeah, that's throwback. It's 2011 right there.
Yeah, that's my guys.
And
P, you ever been mad at New Rochelle before?
Yeah, I mean, as of recent year, but not because how they treat me, though. Not how they perceive me. It's just been a lot
of did Ray Rice, man. Come on, what is going on? Why you take my man's plaque down? What's up?
That was one of the
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was one of the moments. But there was definitely like some, I don't want to get too into it, but it was some stuff going on, I think a few days ago, actually. It was like an event going on for like the kids and stuff, and there was supposedly, allegedly, like a shooting. So it's like, still when stuff like that happens in the town, it's like, look more so like disappointed in the town and, you know, stuff like that. But to Angelo's point, I'm behind the scenes trying to work on a few things where, you know, we could try to help that situation, whether it be like teaming up with the local police in New Rochelle and doing an event with them in the community or whatever the case may be, but definitely working on that. Because like Angelo said, you don't got to wait till 60, 50, you can make change now. So that's what I'm on. But,
yeah, because Greenberg gonna make me mad every day, but I still love him though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I still love where I'm from. I know Ferris don't never make you mad. I already know.
Nah, not my neighborhood. I want to say
White Plains got the biggest haters on the low, I feel like.
Plains,
Yeah. No, I'm talking about like my neighborhood. Nah, I love where I'm from. I love growing up, my childhood to now, how we a community. But obviously, White Plains definitely has a lot of things to fix in terms of bringing people together and taking care of like the community, to be honest. But, you know, that's another story for another day. But like I said, like,
Word up.
you know, it is what it is at the end of the day, but, you know, things gonna hopefully change and people going to get in. And like I said, it does take people like us and take other people to get into these places and get into these jobs that can make change. I think that's what it is, honestly. It's the same people controlling everything.
Because the White Plains Police Department, they caught me making that right on red, but they ain't catch the nigga that slammed through the Buffalo Wild Wings on time. That's the shit I'm talking about. Okay. White Plains Police is what I love y'all. Don't pull me over, please.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But no, I only said that because I'm listening to Angelo speak, and I'm just like,
They had to get, you know what it is? I wasn't used to their culture. They probably wasn't used to what I was doing either.
Right.
Looking back at it, and then they realized what I was trying to do. I ain't changed either. When I went to the high school reunion back in November, they're like, yo, you the same Angelo.
The thing,
I don't know how to be
the
nobody
thing
else.
is too, they weren't exposed to difference, right?
Yeah.
And then they probably went to college and then got exposed to it while you were already exposed. So sometimes you can't really fault people how they are. Like, obviously everybody knows better. Like, you know better.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, even if your parents are telling you, like, you could feel it and you know better.
That's a fact.
But if you're not exposed to certain situations and to certain environments and certain cultures, you just don't know how to take it.
Yeah.
So like when I meet some people and they, come off as whatever, I'm like, obviously as an adult, but as a kid, it's like, that kid don't know better. Like
That's a fact.
me dealing with the kids, and it's like some of them don't. This is what they grew up in. This is all they know. So you gotta give people grace and let people, get to that point in life where they do accept someone like Angelo and Rye, because he's fair skinned. So imagine if he was 10 shades darker.
No, yeah, that's a fact.
Right? How
I probably would have got more playing time.
Yo,
he definitely. You was like, you good, but you ain't black. You black, but you ain't black. You know what I'm saying? He said you can probably catch, but you ain't scoring. Yeah. He said you ain't outrunning nobody.
Speaking on legacy, let's get a little bit into polymath. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you've been working on for a while now. You got a couple of them. We did Nothing Normal podcast, which is part of the Polymath Network. Shout out to Spanx. Let's talk about it. How did that come about? What's going on with
So
that right
polymath is another, what the polymath means, it's another word for like a jack of all trades, polymath. I feel like I'm a polymath because, like I said, I started off doing music videos, weddings, graphic design, flyers. I was a jack of all trades. I was doing it all behind the camera. And once I started leaning in with like Charlamagne and doing iHeart podcasts, and I started doing a podcast for my friend Sadie, they did a podcast called the Grapefruit Podcast. And after that, a couple other friends like E-Man and Real Uncomfortable Podcast reached out and like, yo, can you do our podcast too? So after I started producing like 4 podcasts of people that all knew each other, let's all work together and cross promote and be guests on each other's podcasts and stuff. So I kind of formulated a network, and I kind of got the organization and the details of how to run a network from following Charlamagne and looking at how he runs the Black Effect Network. It's just like a scaled down version of that, where I help these podcasts that really don't have the knowledge of how to create content or how to get it started, and show them how to get it done. And I make sure that they get all their short form content, their long form content on YouTube, and all the audio on all streaming platforms, and using my brand and my name and my expertise to get my connections, to get sponsors and connections and special guests and celebrity guests and all this other stuff to get them popping.
Nah,
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Cause it's sidebar too. I meant to ask you about it before, but shit, we here now. Cause I hit you up before we even started this. I think I hit you up before I hit them up.
Word.
To read like night the shit. What happened, man? What was it just like time? Cause I think that was like this time when you was like really starting and pushing it.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that's what made me hit you. Like, yo, what's up? We got this podcast, Westchester Talks, Fred and Lex.
I think you had hit me right when I had lost my camera, and I was down.
Now he dubbed it? Episode
didn't
over.
dub it.
And this is Westchester Talks. We got Angelo Scarfone.
Tony Allen shit.
But honestly, it's doing great. It's doing great. Like, I don't know. Like, I think you guys have the team, and what I would have just had you guys do is just doing everything what everybody else is doing, and Greenleaf Studios and just filming. And I feel like that's one of the things I kind of want to, challenges I'm facing, in having every podcast have their own identity without looking the same.
Yeah.
Not working with me at first, y'all get your own identity and are independent. You guys know how to figure out your own systems and shit without, looking like everything else that's out there.
For sure. And I really only brought that up, and I know Lex made a joke about it, but I brought that up because it was like, at first, like I was feeling like damn, G ain't fuck with us here. But then I'm like, I see it a lot too with like music and just how people move. It's like something doesn't work out on the business side, whether we actually get something going and it doesn't work out, and then people like make it personal. You know what I'm saying? It's like
facts.
A lot of people in this position probably wouldn't have had him on the show because of that situation. It's like, for me, it's like, nah, bro, if it didn't work out, whatever the case may be, I didn't know it's always a reason, I feel like. And at that time, like he said, he was going through something not knowing.
Yeah, sometimes it's like you had the vision, you already knew what it looked like. I maybe at the time I didn't see the vision that you had. Like, it's hard. Maybe I couldn't picture what you were explaining to me through text at the time, you know? Right. But I'm glad it worked out. This is dope. And I was a supporter since day one. As soon as you dropped the intro and shit, I was like, oh, good, they got it. They got this shit done. Word.
And the same thing, behind the scenes, Angelo was always a name I brought up. Like, So nah, it feels mutual. We definitely loving what you got going on over there for sure. What's next for Polymath? What's next for Angelo?
I'm trying to do a couple things, man. I'm starting a new. Oh yeah, I don't know if you know me. I lack style. Like, you guys all got some fashion. I know you probably sweating, but you fresh, bro. and
definitely sweating.
It's hot as hell in here, but I'm trying to get my style up and rebrand myself, because Deion Sanders once said, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you perform good. And if you perform good, they pay good. And that's what I'm trying to be right now. So that's the next step, is just rebrand myself, and so I could, I'm buying more suits and so I could be.
I got you one thing.
Yeah.
Don't wear black socks with white shoes.
Oh, word. You know what it is? My white socks are turning yellow and brown. I'll keep it black just in case. You can't see the stage.
Yeah, because I heard you say off camera you fixing your wardrobe.
Yeah, I need those tips. Okay, word. All right.
No, you good. Don't worry about it.
I think I do the same thing. I always wear black socks, bro. Black socks.
No, you know what I'm saying? I'm a big nigga. I just gotta be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm in comfort. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be comfortable out here. That's all I care about.
So wait, what do you guys do though? Like, you're a coach, right?
Athletic director for
God
school,
damn.
And then I coach basketball.
And you guys won states again, huh?
Yeah.
4 times in a row.
Yeah.
Lucky motherfucker.
Yeah, that's the guy, right?
Yeah.
What do you think is bigger though, or more important? You winning states as an athlete or as a coach?
Good question. Me personally, I like being a part of something that helps other people.
Yeah.
So I take pride in winning championships with the kids, that they have memories for the rest of their life with their friends and their core team. So I'll take that over me winning. I did win one in college, but I'll take the 4, or even if whatever number it was, with the kids.
Yeah.
That's me.
I'm gonna do a flip side to it.
Let me put my ring on real quick. Hold on. I won a state championship in my high school. Hold on. I had to bring my silverware out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You ever seen a football ring?
Okay.
You ever seen a football state championship ring? What's up?
Now, I would say for me, it's like, because there's no wrong answer for real. It's all about how you view it. So for me, I would take winning, because like, look at this. You know what I'm saying? I would take winning as a player solely because that's, especially if you're building tradition within your community and within your school, the youth are looking at you. And this is something that I tell my young guys that's in high school now. These young middle schoolers and elementary kids are really looking at you, every move that you make. So if I'm winning in high school and things of that nature, state championships, county championships, whatever the case may be, now the next lineage of kids are going to want to aspire to do the same thing.
Yeah, who's the coach y'all talk about all the time? Who's like a legend? Coach K, is it? Or somebody's another coach?
Bob Semino from Mount Vernon.
Okay, yeah. And I feel like that's like, people are going to talk about him for years.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's a goal too.
And it's funny because they'll talk more about him, even if he won some as a player, they'll talk more about him being the coach.
That's what I meant.
Because of how many kids.
Lives,
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So that's why I would say that.
Yeah.
As long as your main mission is bigger than you, like, yes, I want to win, but what winning does for other people coming up after me, that means a lot to me too. So even with the pound, right? I'm the coach for the pound, but I get so much gratification off of young kids saying, yo, when I get older, can I play for the pound?
Yeah.
That means everything to me. You know what I'm saying? But if it isn't for my guys that are playing, do those kids feel the same way?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of course they want to play for me, but they really want to play like the guys who were playing for me. They want to be just like
the standard. Yeah.
Right.
Matter of fact, let me take this ring off because I ain't deserve this. I ain't gonna lie. I know the kids and the people watching, why you want to show up that early? I didn't even get a ring. I didn't even get get the ring.
They're like, who ring did he steal?
Stay in the comments.
I gotta admit something. I got a confession, bro. I was the first junior in Riot Garnet history to get cut from varsity football.
Everybody give it up. Everybody give it up for being cut from varsity.
I got cut, and so this ring I got because I feel like this is my reparations. Because they sent me to fucking JV as a junior.
That's the least they could do.
Isn't that illegal?
I swear, I sure was, but shit,
come on, I'm out.
black dude again.
You know what I'm saying?
You know? And bro, I got this ring from my reparations. So like Denzel Washington said, I'm leaving here with something. You know, humiliated me, bro. You know how humiliated it is when like the varsity got a game and everybody's wearing a jersey, and the JV got the game at the home field. I'm wearing the JV jersey, and all my classmates is wearing the varsity shit.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's tears.
So I got my ring. But to add to that though, you know, I filmed the hockey team, and it was a whole different feeling. I felt actually like appreciated, even just as a cameraman.
Exactly.
They treated me like part of the team. I was in the locker room, and the coaches loved me, and so they got me a ring for that too. So I feel like that when I do get the ring, that's gonna mean more than this ring, which I kind of snuck my name on the list when they were passing the thing around. But yeah, I was in the dome with it, and this is a testament of saying just don't give up.
Yeah.
You're gonna be humiliated in life, and they're gonna try to cut you down, and they're gonna try to, you know, make you give up. Don't give up. I even went to play college and football. I tried at least. I tried out for the Buffalo State Bengals, and I just didn't go back in the fall. I don't know if I made the team or not, but I did the spring workouts at 6 a.m. and did the damn thing. I just, you know, always try to prove something to myself so I don't live in regret.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And that's really how we was going to end it. I was going to ask you to give some advice to like the next, you know, generation coming up that maybe.
Yeah, you about to wrap it up. I got some questions for y'all though.
Oh yeah, go ahead. How
y'all feel like you guys ever get criticized for always talking about like high school shit, like you ever been called like high school Harrys? Like, yo, all y'all do is talk about y'all high school. Like, yo, get over it. Yo, we done with the 2010s, yo.
Yeah. So that often comes up, but you know, it often comes up even more from people who ain't did shit during their time frame when they was in high school too. Those that can relate see eye to eye most of the time. But that is why Lex, what he's doing, PJ, what he's doing, what I'm doing now.
What do you do, PJ?
The rebrand. No, like just as far as whether it's Westchester Talks or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
This rebrand is personal. Yeah. The rebranding is personal because rebranding is one of the hardest things in life you could accomplish. Yeah. To be somebody who was on a basketball court and that's your prime identity, to segueing into something else later in life, to have a newfound identity that still means just as much as that or even more, that's the hardest thing ever. So like, even if people do that to us, it's okay, because this rebrand is even better, so it don't even matter.
I mean, you guys are in the field, like you guys are around the high school, right. Like, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't even really celebrate like high school or even think about high school stuff, to be honest, because it has nothing to do with what I'm trying to do. Like high school, you enjoy it, but everyone gets older. So it's
I feel like
now.
Willens and y'all are like the only people that talk about, man, the 2014 team was better than the 2009 team. Like, I don't see any other schools doing that.
Nah, you wanna know what's crazy? You wanna know what's crazy? Because when we win, it's every other decade. When we win at a high level like that, like championship. So like this year's team, this is the 3-peat. Prior to that, 2015. Prior to that, 2010. Prior to that, 1990.
Gotcha.
So we ain't Mount Vernon where we winning almost every other year. See, Mount Vernon don't gotta discuss those type of things because all of them are winning for the most part.
Right.
New Rochelle has a rich history as well. Yeah. White Plains has a rich history as well. So we small town Greenberg, we gotta talk about something. We ain't gonna have nothing to talk about.
y'all class E.
God damn.
So this is the thing.
That's the thing.
This is the thing.
No, it's like one.
It's right. History lesson.
That's the Dobbs Ferry.
Speaking of Dobbs Ferry, right? Out of our classes, 2011, 2012, 2013, that time frame, who went to the NBA?
Rashad Bilal?
No,
he didn't graduate, y'all. That's the only person. He played for Woodlands too, right?
Eric Pascal.
Oh, okay, word.
He went to Dobbs Ferry, which was in Class B.
But he should have went to
with
Woodlands.
Us. But y'all, we can never. Y'all are double A. Y'all different. So of course, like that's. But you act like we.
I thought you were gonna say somebody from Woodlands.
No.
Wait, was that White Plains High School? Double A?
That's not what we do. We go to college. We go to college.
Double A was at White Plains, Mount Vernon.
Your show was crazy too.
You know what I'm saying? We love to get on Manhattan Ave. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we care about.
Nah, I'm just joking.
Yo, Sammy, what up?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But nah, that's. I don't worry about people talking like that.
Yeah, nah.
People don't. I ain't hear nothing like that. Nobody asked me.
Yeah, I used to get hurt. I mean, that was just people like, why you always talk about high school shit? I don't know. That was a good fun time.
And kids is ruthless because kids will say it. Kids are ruthless. These kids nowadays, especially, they'll call you unk and all of that and be like, oh, why you always talking about
But you know what it is too, though, is that kids now are not enjoying their high school or their childhood time because they want to be older so bad.
Yeah.
Like they want to do older things so bad. So they're not like when we were younger, we doing all kid shit. Running around the park, playing whatever, playing tag, going from park to park, hanging outside on a block, like just doing regular stuff. So that's not going on right now.
These kids is in the cafeteria screaming and watching baddies. You know what I'm saying? They on Zeus Network in the school.
So are you an athletic director at the school you went to? At your house?
No. I'm in a school in the Bronx, Riverdale.
Do you feel like you got that gig or something, that job, because of, you know, regret or not regret, or missed out on something in school, in high school, that you want to like?
Nah, I just think that I'm big on giving back. So I think that's like the perfect way. Like the way people gave back to me was through sports. And I think it's not even talking about like they gave back through putting me on teams and stuff. They just like the lessons I've learned in life were through sports.
Right.
And I think that's what's really needed. Like all my kids are from the inner city, you know, single parents. A lot of them got single parents, you know, brothers and sisters outside. They outside at a young age. So it's like being able to touch those kids and pause. That sounds crazy, but being able to influence those kids to do the right thing through sports and to give them programs and give them a different outlet is huge, because that was my outlet, you know, going outside, playing sports and learning everything through sports. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with this podcasting thing too. I'm on Traverse, which is like, you know, the low income housing in Portchester, and they got the community room, and I'm trying to set up a media lab to help teach these kids how to start, you know, create content, but show them that you could use it in real life. Like, content is a great way to work on your public speaking skills.
Exactly.
You know, you're talking all the time, so let's just figure out a way to formulate it and work it so it works in the work world.
Yeah, and being part of a team when you do content, right? You gotta be a part of the team. Yep. Everybody got a role to play, just like sports.
It's like a podcast,
right?
You know, we got cameramen, we got hosts, we got producers, we got editors. Everybody.
So that's what it is, and that's what's lacking now with the kids. I think it's just them learning how to be a part of a team and telling people you need help. Like, yo, I need help this week. Yo, I need help. I need help with the camera. I need help, you know, with production.
Yeah.
I need help with, you know, making a left-hand layup, like simple stuff like that. And I think that's what's like. Nobody wants to reach out, or people scared to reach out. So that's dope. Like, and especially with now media being so prevalent today, it's like everybody watches podcasts. Not even if you watch a full episode, you're watching clips.
Exactly.
Everybody wants a podcast.
Or, you know, streaming, all that.
Exactly. Even if it don't go nowhere, I think just having something to do, it has a value in itself.
Everybody needs a hobby.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro. What's some advice you got for the kids? You been dropping gems all episode.
I appreciate
it. Yeah, I did an interview the other day, man. It went so bad, man. This person, I was like, yo, you gonna talk? Like, what's up? You gonna make me pry the information out of you? What's up? But this was good. Advice for the kids, man. Bro, if you're gonna do something, try to be the best at it. You know, second place, it only means you're the first one to lose, you know? So if you're gonna do something, be the best at it. And that's words from my mom, okay? And it took me 33 years to realize what she meant by that. You know, always shoot for the fucking moon if you're gonna do something. Because even if you miss, you might land amongst the stars somewhere. That might be even good enough. You never know what you'll pick up along the way. So strive to be the best, strive to inspire. And, you know, when you get older, try to be the person that you needed when you was younger.
Exactly.
And that's what leads you to a successful life. Be inspirational.
And one last thing, what would you tell your 14-year-old self, right? That's when you started with a camera. So if you think back from now to when you was 14, 9th grade, right? What would you tell yourself?
Camera-wise?
Or anything, what would
life, whatever. If he was sitting here right now, what would you say to him right now?
Stop stealing.
Yeah.
Stop stealing. You gotta go to jail. And man, you gotta watch the circle you hang around, and you don't gotta to be the class clown to be cool. I mean, it's cool to, you know, be, you know, you don't gotta be a bad kid to be cool. You don't gotta be do dumb shit to fit in. You know, if it's not meant for you, you will find your circle. You don't go chasing friends. Be yourself and let the friends attract the friends. That's what I should say. Don't go chasing a friend group. Be yourself, and the right friends will be attracted to you. You will attract your own friend circle.
That's what's needed right now. It's a perfect message.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect way to end it, Angelo. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man. How am I trying for the pound? What's up? I'm on my left hand. What's up?
Shout out to Westchester Talks. Shout out to everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment. That's Angelo, Westchester Talks, episode 26. We out of here, y'all.
Can I just give him my socials?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, my
Yeah.
fault. Definitely. Where they can find you.
Y'all just follow me, Angelo Scarfone, on all social media. You want to know more information about the Polymath Podcast Network, just go to www.polymathnetwork.com. Follow Polymath Network on Instagram. And, bro, hope to hear from y'all soon if you're interested in getting a podcast started.
Yes, sir. And read it in the comments because I know y'all can't spell all that.
Yeah, I know. 'Cause I can't.
We gonna put everything in the description. We gonna put all the links, everything. Shout out to Polymath. Shout out to Angelo. Episode 26. Make sure y'all tap in with them. We out of here.
Yes, sir.
Fire.